Who's that artist? Hey everybody, it's Daunter, or D, if you like, if you prefer. That's me. I'm D guy. Anyways, in today's episode of Who's That Artist, looks like we got another cool looking card. We've got an illustration rare or art rare from the most recent set, Black Bolt, the Eeleektross art rare. Now, in Guess That Artist, Who's That Artist? I'm gonna let you know. The first episode was kind of a test bed. Second episode, I'm gonna let you try to guess the artist. And if you can't guess the artist in 10 seconds, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. 5 seconds. No, 7.5 seconds. If you can't guess the artist in 7.5 seconds, you lose. So I'm gonna give you a couple seconds, and in that time that I'm giving you right now, you have to guess the artist in the comment section below. Okay, timer starts now. That's 7 seconds. I'm going to say that was 7.5 seconds. The artist in question in today's video that drew the Eeleektross art rare is Yukiko Baba. Now, if you don't know anything about Yukiko Baba, you don't know anything about Yukiko Baba. They're a very long-standing illustrator in the Pokemon TCG. They got their start in the set Neo something or other, Neo Discovery, released in June of 2001, which is pretty ridiculous. They've been working on the Pokemon TCG for 24 years. That's a long time. That's longer than I've even been alive. So, yeah, I think they know a thing or two about Pokemon cards. Their style has changed a lot over the years, but I think one interesting aspect of Yukiko Baba's artwork is the fact that their style kind of is similar in a way, where their Pokemon are weirdly off-model, but in a good way. I think that their shading really works with that, as like their Pokemon look a little bit strange almost, but not in a bad way. Let's look at one of the earlier cards. Look at the Haunter from Expedition. He's wispy, you know. He's very spectrally. He's got a really interesting, like, circular, swirly background. He just looks kind of interesting, kind of spectral, in a way that you wouldn't expect the Pokemon to look, right? And I think that is non-conformity in a nice way. It's definitely interesting, right? It's just definitely an interesting way to style the Pokemon. Obviously, as we go later into the artworks, they kind of become a little bit more formal and uniform, because that's just how the Pokemon modern art style evolves, right? I feel like a lot of the time Pokemon illustrators don't really stray from the original models of the Pokemon too much anymore. They used to be a little bit more like available for changes and stuff like that. Like, for example, like the EX Dragon Frontiers Trapinch by Yukiko Baba. I feel like his head is a little bit bigger than it probably usually is, which I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. It just looks like he's got a giant head in the card, but it's very charming. I think that the little, even if it's only a little bit of an exaggeration to the proportions, it's always a little bit more charming, in my opinion. But their newer artwork is incredibly cool too. Like, let's look at the Sizzlipede from Temporal Forces. This card is cool. I like the little floral touches in the background, but it's not too overboating or anything. It definitely adds some nice spices of color, and you have like this cool, like almost crayon kind of background, which is it's quite cute. I mean, it looks good, and the Pokemon with that black outline very much so stands out from the background, especially it being red on the green background. And now let's talk about that card that we wanted to talk about originally, which is the Eeleektross art rare from Black Bolt. So the card is cool. I like how Eeleektross is kind of just standing there. The waterfall in the background is quite great. Again, kind of like a very cutesy, almost crayon style illustration. And, Eeleektross is pretty cool. I like how he's like glowing with white around him. And I like the rocks that he's standing on. Overall, it's a pretty cool art rare. I think Eeleektross is a pretty cool Pokemon, and I think Yukiko Baba is a pretty cool illustrator. If you agree, then if you agree, then I would say comment, but you probably already guessed who the artist was, so don't comment. But just, if you think Yukiko Baba is cool, then leave another comment. You can leave 2, that's fine. But yeah, I think Yukiko Baba is pretty cool, and their legacy is incredible. I think that they're a really pivotal part of the old school style Pokemon TCG. I mean, just look at like this Zubat from Neo Revelation. It's very iconic because it's just, pretty simple with that black background. It's not trying to like wow anybody with like incredibly detailed, complex backgrounds, but it's iconic in that sense. Like, it's very eye-catching in its simplicity. which is very nice. I think that Yukiko Baba's style really strikes that nice balance. So I really appreciate that. And I love Yukiko Baba. Anyways, if you guessed it right, then awesome. Let's see if you can keep it up in the next episode. If you didn't, there's always next time. I'm trying to teach people. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.